bonne soirée. Tonight what I'm making is a chicken stew. Now we'll have yam, mushrooms, pearl onions. Oh, that smells great. So bonne soirée. Tonight I am going to make a chicken stew. And I'm going to have yam, mushrooms, onions, crushed garlic, parsley, pearl onions that I got frozen, with spring onion, the green part, thrown in there. I'm going to use some white wine, and I'm going to use a Bordeaux white wine, nice dry, with olive oil, salt, pepper, and I'm going to use thighs, and I'm going to remove the skin. And this is a super delicious meal, and fresh ingredients are always so important. So I removed the skin, and it's actually fairly easy. Look at all that skin to remove from my thighs of the chicken that I'm going to use in this chicken stew that is extremely healthy and delicious. Well, my mushrooms are perfectly clean. So what I'm going to do is wash them. I'll never do this until you're ready to cook them. But I will wash them and clean them up, and it's okay. It's absolutely okay to put water on them and clean these mushrooms. Get all that dirt off. And then I'm going to cut the tip of the stems off to use in my chicken stew. And that's it. Make sure to dry them really nicely after you wash them, and they'll work really nicely. So a tip. After I had peeled the skin off my chicken on this cutting board, I washed it. Now, a tip is when you wash it and use soap, and make sure you wash both sides and wet them down and then dry them off. That way your board doesn't crack. Great tip on preserving your wood. If it dries out too much, put some olive oil and wipe it on there, and it does a wonderful job to preserve that expensive butcher block that you got. So I put some butter, about a heavy tablespoon of butter. Light my fire there on my beautiful Le Corner stove. And I'm just gonna lower that heat to a medium high. I'm gonna add my olive oil. And forgive all the extra vegetables you see, because I am doing a dinner party. About a tablespoon of oil, a little more, there we go. And I'm going to let that heat up, and then I will add my chicken and brown it. So my butter and olive oil is bubbling, doing its wonderful thing. So I am going to take this chicken and add it in there. And let it brown for, I'd say about 10 minutes. And it'll do its magic. If you want to prevent splatter, you can cover it. But I like to keep an eye on it. And we will let it do its thing for about 10 minutes. I will turn it about 5 minutes in. You don't want it over brown. It's a delicate thing, and I'll show you the difference. Once I threw the chicken in, I peppered it. And I am going to season it with sea salt. Don't be shy. Well seasoned. And as you can see, I'm going to lower the heat to about 3/4 heat, and we will get this really well browned. So I flipped it about 5 minutes, 4-5 minutes, depending on the height of the heat. I'm going to lower it a little more. Look at that beautiful color it has. Now what I'm going to do, again, I'm going to season the other side. I will add my freshly ground coarse pepper. And I would not be shy with the pepper. I mean, if you like a little more, whatever. But I recommend a nice little coating on there. So that is going to come to a browning. And once it's brown, I'm going to add my onion. So I'm going to wait another maybe 3 minutes. Add my onions, my garlic, and then I will add, so there's my onions and garlic. And I'll wait a few minutes, stir that really nicely. Then I will add my sweet potatoes, my pearl onions with the ends of the spring onions. And then of course my mushrooms. Very last thing. Okay, that is really nicely browned. What I'm going to do now is I am going to add some nice white wine. I would, actually, before I do that, I'm going to add my onions and garlic. Get that in there. Stir it around. And once I do that, I'm just going to give it a minute. Sorry, I'm right-handed. Yeah, look at that. Look at how beautiful that is. And it's okay that it's browning at the bottom. When I deglaze it with the wine, that's going to add all that flavor. Scrape it a little bit. Look at that. Take it a little bit. And this stovetop is amazing. It just does a wonderful job. I'm going to give it a minute here, and then I am just going to go ahead and add this nice dry Boulder wine. About 1/2 cup to 3/4 cup. Maybe a little more. There we go. I'm going to add a little water. And then I am going to add everything else. I'm going to add the sweet potatoes. Throw it in there. It's such an easy dinner to make, by the way. I'm going to add my onions. Oh, I'm missing all that wonderful. There we go. I'm trying to do it with one hand, so forgive me. Let's throw all that in there. And then I'm going to take my mushrooms and throw those guys in there. Right? And then what I'm going to do is just bring this to a boil. So I'm going to raise the heat. I had it to like a medium. I'm going to raise it to almost to a high, but not quite. And I'm just going to wait for this to come. Toss this in. And by the way, keep the chicken in the bottom and the mushrooms on top, because what I'm going to do is bring this to a boil. Almost there. It shouldn't take long to bring to a boil, maybe 30 seconds. Oh, look, it's already come to a boil. So very quickly, and then I'm just simply going to cover it. And I'm going to cover it for about, I'd say, once it comes to a boil, I will lower the heat to a low heat and boil it for about 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, and we'll go from there. But look how pretty that is. Beautiful. I have removed the chicken, yam, and all that good stuff. I added a little bit of butter and some heavy cream. And heavy cream is not that fattening. But anyways, I am stirring this and it's going to come out beautifully. My cream sauce chicken stew with sweet potatoes, mushrooms, onions, pearl onions, and parsley. Oh my gosh.